We are live. Whether you are live or on the replay, welcome. I'm going to give you kind of a look over, touch and feel, little short flip through of this new Violet and the Volcanoes series from The Good and the Beautiful. They currently have 2 books available. It's The Mysterious Manor and Alone in Iceland. Their product page does say that another one is coming, so there will be at least 3, but they are level 5 books, and I'm going to kind of show you, text size, a few pictures, get an idea of chapter length, so that if you were, wanting to check it out at the store, you'd get that kind of feel. You don't want to page by page flip through of this because, it's a novel, but I do have page by page flip throughs of any of their units and levels and curriculum that I have on my channel. So here's an idea of the text. It's black, the text size, the illustration style, it's black and white. And as far as like chapter, let's see if there was another picture there. I'm going to give you that. Chapter length, there's 15 chapters in this first one. And we have chapter 1 has a picture, and it's about 9 pages long. And then you get into chapter 2, also has a picture, and it's shorter. It goes from page 10 to 17, so 7 pages long. And not every chapter has a picture, and they vary in length of chapters. So that was page 18 to page 24, kind of give you a feel for that. And so it is, let's see, Violet and her parents are visiting the beautiful island of Hawaii to study the Kilauea, one of the most active volcanoes in the world, but they never expected to be staying in a rundown mansion with a mysterious past. Violet is determined to uncover all of the house's secrets, even if she has to brave a hurricane, a volcanic eruption, and the Pacific Ocean itself to do so. This first book in the Violet and the Volcanoes series will keep a reader on the edge of their seat while exploring the value of family, friendship, and the power of forgiveness. So she's a 13-year-old girl, and her parents are scientists, and she gets to go with them around the world to study different volcanoes, and of course is homeschooled because they're traveling the world, right? So then book 2, Violet and her parents are on a research expedition in Iceland when a sudden booming explosion shakes the earth. They rush outside their tent to see black smoke and ash billowing into the sky. The volcano is erupting. The Thatchers must escape before they are trapped. The rivers are flooding, and the terrain is treacherous. One wrong step could send a foot, plunging onto razor-sharp rocks. When the unexpected happens, Violet has to summon all of her courage and faith. So this one has 14 chapters plus an epilogue. However, this isn't the last one. They've mentioned that there's a 3rd one coming. So interesting. I wonder how that will play in. And similar text size, it's also a level 5. So for this one, though, one thing I noticed different is we have a change in font. So it looks like she has, let's see, she pulled on her headlamp, adjusting the beam so that it lit up the page and started writing. So she's writing here. Violet rolled onto her stomach inside her sleeping bag and placed her notebook on top of her pillow. So she is writing here. Astrid squirmed up the hill onto her stomach, wriggling until the rocks and twigs weren't jabbing her anywhere. So she's a writer in this one, and she's got something that she's working on, and she's got a character named Astrid. And let's see, how long is chapter 1? We've got 9 pages as well for chapter 1 in this one. And then chapter 2, there's an illustration, black and white again, so similar illustration style. Chapter 2 then is 6 pages because it goes from 10 to 16 with the illustration there. So again, varying length in chapters. And here we have her writing again, started to write, and starts with Astrid. I feel like there was one where, let's see. Here we get some italics when she's thinking inside her head. She's saying a quick prayer. And I thought I saw something in here about textbook, but now that I'm seeing that the text changes, her writing Maybe there's not something in here about that, but let's see. She shook her head and started talking again. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is what I was thinking. So, Violet wondered if she would ever hear his laugh again. Something's going on. Violet paused to take a drink of water and check her course. She didn't seem... Okay, so she's doing a lesson of some sort in this chapter. She's checking her course. She didn't seem that much closer to the hills than when she started. Felt very far away. Violet didn't feel like singing anymore, but the silence seemed scarier without her voice. So, as she started walking again, she worked on the next section of her Viking story, narrating it out loud. Oh, okay. So she's not doing a course as much. That was a map. She's not working on a lesson. She's creating her story as a coping mechanism to her current situation, which is not a bad thing. So she's got bits and pieces in there. It looks like she's talking Gunner. Let's see. But pause. She's thinking to herself, thinking through, and then starts doing some more. Asks herself a question. Would they have had lanterns? Violet wondered. She'd better make it a candle just in case. So trying to keep the period of her story in check and then doing more. So that's good. This story gives a lot of good insight on a child that might be interested in writing and thinking through that process in creative writing. If creative writing is new to them, if not, then they might, if they are into creative writing, they might enjoy that added bit of relatability. So here we go. And then we have, a helicopter is involved. And then we have the epilogue. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm not sure where that's going to go on the epilogue, but it looks like she's finishing her story in the epilogue. So that must have been after they get off the island. We got to close out the fact that she finished her story. So not necessarily an end to the series, just an end to her story that she's writing in the book. So that is really cool. If we haven't met yet, hi there. I'm Elaine from On the Same Page Together. We're a Christ-centered home learning, and on this channel we talk about all things family. We like to share what works for us as we strive to encourage you on your journey in life and family. And I am going to hop off and hop back on with some new courses that I got in the same shipment of From the Good and the Beautiful. So if you're interested in high school or the new music appreciation elective, I will catch you over there. See you later. Bye.